everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's live stream, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily British content. Guys, I hope you're all well, and today, of course, you can read there in the title, we're going through the latest interview of Ed Miliband, as he has literally left squirming on live TV after being grilled over his lies. But the worrying thing is, whilst it is a car crash interview, listen to him laugh. He really doesn't care. As stated, we will react to that in today's live stream, guys. But as always, if you're watching this on a live or on a replay, do get involved down in the comment section below. And yeah, let's get into this one. I'm going to start with a bit of breaking news as such as well, with regards to a big boost for Reform once again. There's been yet another update with regards to Reform, and again, just going to show that they've gone up yet another % in the polls, which is extraordinary to see. And as stated, have scored a huge election upset, as the party do go within 1 point of leading the national poll. Yes, Reform scored another election triumph last night in a major warning shot to the mainstream parties. Nigel Farage's party cruised to victory in the Blackbrook St Helens Council by-election, with Reform candidate Vic Floyd attracting 41.1% of the vote, beating Labour into second. Labour's vote share crashed 18.4%, while the Greens and Conservatives could do little more than to stem the Reform tide. The majority of the result did go to the Conservatives, who, despite suffered their worst electoral result in 5 months ago, have recorded a net gain of 23 seats since. Reform have been making the gains though, and of course does have the mainstream parties worrying probably worrying quite a lot. It's going very well. As I stated, they have won 6 seats since the general election, with numerous defections from other parties taking their whole into double figures. So as you can see there by the Find Out Now poll that went viral, I think it was 24 last week. That's now, of course, gone to 25. Labour sitting at around 26, and then the Conservatives at 23. So yeah, as you can see, troops, Reform getting yet another boost going into it. Now, moving on to today's main story, guys. Sorry, I just needed to bring you that one because it was kind of a bit of a breaking story. I haven't spoke about it yet on the channel. But as stated, Ed Miliband. Now, this guy is I've always thought he was a bit sus. Genuinely, I've always felt that this guy is sus. And in his latest interview, guys, he was asked with regards to basically spending. There was £130,000 worth of taxpayers' money that was spent in his office, and essentially was asked about it. He was asked about it on this sort of live TV clip, which we're going to show you, and essentially laughs when told about the spending in his own office. I mean, take a look at this absolute mess.
The British people have paid £130,000 to the government since you came into power for offices to be redecorated and have new furniture. Of the £130,000, £43,000 has gone to the Net Zero Department, DESNZ. What's it paid for, Mr. Miliband?
Oh, I have no idea, Nick.
So you've been in receipt of £43,000 of £130,000.
Honestly, you know, look, I'm worrying about the nation's energy system. I'm trying to get the nation's energy system right. I don't know.
You're not aware of this refurbishment?
No, I'm not.
Have you got a new chair? Have you got because many ministers and secretaries of state have had new chairs. Some have had new TVs. So you don't know where the £43,000 has gone.
No, I don't. I'm happy to find out and get back to you.
Aren't you rather disturbed by that?
I'll have my people call your people.
Well, no, please do. Aren't you rather disturbed by that? As you quite rightly, you want to get growth going. You promised, and with your colleague Rachel Reeves promised she'd have an iron fist to Whitehall spending. You don't know where 43 grand's gone, Mr. Miliband.
I think, to be honest, Nick, let's have a grown-up conversation.
I think 43 grand missing is quite grown up, Mr. Miliband.
So yeah, I mean, as you can see there, literally laughing at individuals. The guy is so out of touch, literally laughing when asked about the spending in his own office. He couldn't care. As I said, the disdain for this government has for British taxpayers and citizens is absolutely astounding. He is literally laughing at you. That interview was not taken seriously whatsoever. And as stated, £43,000 of public money that he doesn't know what happened to, and he's actually dealing with billions. He's entrusted with billions of pounds of taxpayers' money. He can't grasp how much £43,000 actually is. He lives in another world. He needs to go now. Definitely, he needs to go. Why are we trusting this guy with billions of pounds? I mean, his whole scam of this net zero is absolutely bonkers in its own right. But the guy is so out of touch, genuinely so out of touch. I've never heard anything like it in my life. And that interview just goes to show exactly what he thinks of all of us, what he actually thinks of individuals. Absolutely bonkers. And another car crash interview from yet another member of the Labour Party. If it's not Miliband, it's Starmer. If it's not Starmer, it's Angela Rayner. If it's not her, it's Sadiq Khan. I know he's no longer necessarily a Labour, whatever, but he's the mayor, former Labour MP. They're all at it. Rachel Reeves, other ones. Every single interview, they're absolute giving car crashes and taking the public and taking the piss out of British taxpayers. And that interview, oh my goodness, he's laughing, genuinely laughing at every single one of us. And as stated, he can't even grasp what £43,000 is. That's nothing to him. Absolutely nothing. And this guy, as I said, he doesn't know where that's been spent on his own office or whatever. And he's been trusted to spend billions of pounds. This guy has billions of pounds. Genuinely, it's absolutely baffling to me. But guys, let's take a little look at some of the comments, guys. Hope you're all well. Using Starm off the ball. He's no climate expert, says Monty 1964. He knows as much about climate as chimpanzees knows about fine wine. Dave should have gave Ed a dead leg and kids told him, I am boss. I think the guy is. I mean, he's absolutely mental. Genuinely, he's absolutely mental. But guys, thank you for tuning in anyway, just going through this one for you. As always, do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get involved down there in the live chat. But two big stories for us today that we've discussed. Of course, Reform getting a huge boost with regards to yet another big middle finger up to the sort of mainstream political parties, which is amazing to see. But then at the same time as well, Ed Miliband, absolute car crash of an interview. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, especially if you're watching this on a replay. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, guys, and I will see